What are we doing?
We're making cabbage rolls.
Yes, this is our cook day, and this is what we have in our fridge. And so we're going to make cabbage rolls, and a little different than your typical cabbage rolls. So,
well, the typical one would be in a tomato sauce. If
Yeah.
you have a great grandmother from Russia or Poland or
the Balkan
you know,
Islands.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And this is also just, I don't even know, was this your idea or I think it was kind of your idea?
It was kind of my idea. So we're kind of, we've been at home a lot. So we've been cooking a lot. And so I've been thinking, there's a lot of baked stuff going on. There's a lot of pie and bread and pasta. And this is like when we were at the farmer's market, these are the things that I have left. I have some cabbage, I have beets, and I don't have any tomatoes because you were saying it was just a tomato sauce. So we're going to make our stuffed cabbage rolls. Ordinarily they have rice and breadcrumbs in them.
Yeah.
But we're going to skip that part because we want to kind of make it, lower carb.
Yeah.
So,
and we also just, it's fun to kind of, give a little stick to the millennials and the Gen Yers and the Gen Zers because they're trying to retire.
No offense.
They're trying to retire all these old dishes, these old-fashioned things like meatloaf and the horrible Jello molds. The Jello molds should probably be retired.
Yeah,
but things like this is actually, and especially because people are like all keto. This is something you can do. You're basically got ground meat and spices and flavors. You roll it in a cabbage, and guess what? There's almost no carbs. So maybe all these young people should calm down a little bit because,
But you know what? Before we go and show you how we put this together, back to that tomato sauce. We didn't have tomatoes. Don't have any tomatoes. So I'm going to make a marinara sauce with beets and carrots and onions and garlic and all that business. And it tastes amazing and you won't miss it. And it's a new way to look at marinara and it's a wonderful sauce for this dish. So
Yeah.
shall we make it?
I guess we should.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So we're going to start by dealing with these carrots. I'm just going to peel and chop them. So I'll save these greens for another time because I like to make pestos out of different greens. So you save them and then we'll peel them. This is about how many carrots you'll need for the marinara. These I just got at the farmer's market, so they're really fresh. What do you think, Geoff?
When they were pulled out of the ground, they were screaming.
Yes, but they're okay. I'm very grateful to these carrots. Okay, and I'm going to use those peels too. I'm going to use them for stock. So now you just cut them, and I'm being very careful, but just chop them. And you don't want them too small because we're going to roast them here in a little bit. Alright. Okay, so once you do that, then you add a little olive oil. You don't have to measure this. Sea salt. Good quality sea salt. And then just mix it around. Make sure they're well coated. Now we're going to cut these beets. Aren't these beautiful, Geoff?
Beets.
I love beets. They're good for your blood and your liver. And it's nice to get those little tails off because those aren't real pretty. But these are one of my favorite vegetables. I love them.
I know you love beets. I don't love beets.
I know, but I love beets.
I know you love beets,
This
but
is
I don't
my
love
recipe.
beets.
Okay, so then you scrub them if they're dirty, and most of the time they're dirty because they grow in the ground.
The ground is so dirty.
It's so dirty. And then we're going to roast these, so we pierce them with a fork like that. Just use the tines of a fork.
It's so abusive.
This is what helps them cook. You have to make little holes. Okay, then we drizzle with olive oil, and you see here I put them on a parchment-lined sheet of foil. I'm going to cook these all together. So olive oil down, sea salt, and then you wrap them up like a present. Make sure it's tight around there, just you don't want them to escape. So just wrap them up like it's a to-go.
It's almost like a football.
It is. Okay, so now we're going to, Jeff and I were talking about this. I only cut a shallow end at the top when I roast garlic.
I like to cut them right in half and then have 2 halves.
I just like one. But anyway, to each his own. A little olive oil. And then you could add any spices now, but I'm going to keep it simple and just add the sea salt right in there. But again, you could spice it different ways here. And then you just wrap it up like a little package.
To each her own.
Yes, or his own. Okay, so now we're going to add the carrots, and then we roast all of this in one sheet tray. And we do it at 350 for about an hour, or you could raise the temperature and you could do it
At 410.
Yeah, oh wait,
As
yeah,
the-
so I guess
as
that's
the
what I
knob
did.
said.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I did. Well, hey, you know, like I said, it's flexible. So
It's
now,
just a knob.
so there's olive oil that goes in here. It's your turn, Jeff.
It is my turn. And here we're sauteing onions. Nicely diced. And we're just gonna saute them.
Who diced those onions?
Oh, we got them pre-diced. No, I don't know. You did, I did. I don't remember. How can I remember that? We're just moving them around. You're just sauteing onions. It's really great watching it. Look at that. It's just,
I like that pan. What kind of pan is that?
It's a nice one. It's from Germany.
Ooh. We'll leave you the name of that pan and the resources.
Sea salt goes in. Come on. There it is. Wow, it's really struggling to get that out of there.
Well,
Cooking
yours-
is very difficult. What went in? Oh, a little bit of like oregano.
Yep,
Or-
that's oregano.
Yeah.
Know thy ingredients.
And
Oh
then
wait, that was
there's-
thyme.
That was thyme.
That
So, same thing.
That's cumin.
Yeah.
Coriander.
Same thing. You know, it's like spices and herbs.
Here's your favorite spice coming up. Did you even put it in? Hey, nope. Allspice.
Allspice. So it's gonna smell like a holiday candle.
No, allspice. It's a berry that grows on a tree, and that's paprika. No, that's cinnamon.
That's actually not true.
And that's paprika.
The recipe is included, so it doesn't really matter what we are saying right now. That's pretty clear.
No, just put spices in your
Just,
onions.
yeah, just get like an everything spice and dump it in there.
No.
Don't do this.
Dude, we've got the recipe, so you'll see. There'll be little labels on the screen.
Anyway,
too.
it does taste really
Look
good.
like you're having a seizure, Jeff.
That's all the time. Now here's the horrifying meat mixture, and we've got the onions in there already. Do we? I think we may have already
Not
put them.
yet. But
No?
what kind of meat mixture is this? This is bison and turkey.
Yes,
Turkey
bison and
pie, right?
turkey.
Yeah. So, it's yummy.
So currants are going in.
They went right on top of the onions.
Yeah, and even that little last one. See that last one? He's going in too. You never leave anything out. Almond flour as a binder, so that for those who don't want to use breadcrumbs, this works just as well. You'd never know, and it gives it body and texture, and so almond flour is actually really kind of good. Some eggs are going to be whisked
That's a
and
nice
tossed in.
technique there.
I like to poke the yolk to kind of break it up first, and then it just goes easier, faster.
Poke the yolk.
Yep, I've seen a lot of people do that, and I thought that's a good idea, so I adopted it. Boom, bam,
And it goes.
and then yeah, there's nothing really
You mix
that
it.
attractive about mixing a meat mixture like this, but I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. The end result of this is really, really, really good. So if you ever are inclined to move to Eastern Europe, this is what you're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna get some water to a boil, and while that's happening, I'm gonna take out and check the roasted veggies for the marinara. So all you have to do is just poke it. Lots of poking in this recipe. Yeah, so see how tender it is? The knife goes right in. Really easy. They're tender. And now really want to make sure these are soft like butter. And they're very soft.
Unceremoniously dumping.
Yep. This is the very technical dumping portion of the recipe.
And we're doing the kind of, well, that's one thing you can do with when you do the parchment. You just roll it up and get that little last guy out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of roll right in.
And those are some more onions that I sauteed. And we're going to add those because marinaras have onions and carrots. And some people put celery in. I don't like to put celery in. I just like the onions and the carrots. And then the roasted garlic. Look at that. It's super soft. Look, see? I have to show you again.
I miss the celery. I love celery.
Well, I don't like it. And then blend this.
Look at that color. Whoa.
I know. See, beets are really good for your blood and your liver. And they're good for your digestion. They're really good. And that's chicken broth that goes in, or you can use vegetable stock. And
Olive oil.
And now you just heat it up. Look at the color. It's like
It's
crazy.
It is
Yeah.
crazy.
This is nature. I did not put food dye in here.
I did. That's red dye number 40.
Don't listen to him. Okay, this is the part that you have to just trust it. Okay?
Don't look.
Don't look. Don't look at this part. It tastes good. We're flavoring the meat even more. Just don't look at it. And I mean, think of it as like, I don't know. What should they think of it as?
Just don't think about
Just
it.
don't think about it. Okay, we're just going with it. Okay. And now we prepare.
The cabbage.
Yes, the cabbage. And you want to take the core out, and hopefully you're not going to have as hard a time as I was having with this particular cabbage. Every cabbage is different, though.
This one was a little on the old side because we're using up everything, and
Yeah.
so we,
Quarantine kitchen.
yeah, it still was perfectly serviceable, but
Oh,
as you
yeah.
can see, it's like, it doesn't want to let go.
No. Okay, so once you get all that done, that's boiling too much, so you want to drop the temperature down so the water is only simmering like that, and then add your leaves, and then just let them blanch for about 3 to 5 minutes.
Until reasonably tender
Tender
and rollable.
and rollable. But before you do that, you want to flavor them. So,
Little
hey,
sea salt went in there.
you did that. Thank you. And then we take them out, and you can see here, that top one is already nice and tender. Ooh, that was quick. So sometimes it takes less than 3 minutes. But go for the 3 to 5 minute range, especially if you have a lot of cabbage.
Then you put them on parchment and very gently, lovingly press them, and you're gonna fill them with your rather shocking meat mixture. And you do it in this direction if you want to do it the right way, and then
That looks like ground up Cheerios, from
Yeah.
Australia.
yeah. So I'm gonna ignore that comment, and then look, you just roll it up like it's a little burrito. It's just like look at that, and then you tuck him in. He's gonna go to bed, sleep well. Look at him.
He's so cute.
Look at that guy.
He's a big guy. Look at him.
Now let's see how you do it.
Oh, well, you turn it that way, you see? And then you press the spine down a little. You want to mash it. And that way it's easier. And then you put it down lower third. And then add a goodly amount. And then you fold up and then tuck the ends in.
That's so wrong, because those fall apart.
No, they don't. They stay together.
Talking about emotionally.
Oh. I've rolled a lot of cabbage and
I've rolled
collards.
a lot of other things.
I rolled a lot of things. See, look at that thumbs up. Okay, so now you just start with the sauce and you pour it on the bottom. And a nice lake of marinara.
Yeah. Like it's a pizza, but alas, it is not.
No, it's better. It's different. What are you
It's
doing?
wild. I'm just
You're drawing.
incorporating it
Okay.
evenly.
All right, so then you just put your cabbage rolls in little rows. That's yours.
Yep, the best one. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
I did. So the rest go in, and you just kind of fit them in. And you see, sometimes you have to put them in a different way.
It's starting to not look so terrible.
No.
It looks like
see?
it. Hey, this is something.
This looks good. Look at that. Wedge him in, get them all in there. And now you pour our beautiful sauce. It is beautiful. It's shocking.
It is shocking.
It's like Technicolor. And then you put it in the oven. And you're going to bake that at 350 degrees. The meat's raw, so you want to bake it for about an hour.
And then look at the cross section.
Mm-hmm.
They come out.
Ooh, yummy. That's really good. So the meat in the middle should be 165 degrees Fahrenheit, and you know it's done when it's that. It's delicious. Okay, so we have just finished plating our finished stuffed cabbage rolls with the beet and carrot marinara.
Yep.
We made like a little pile here. See, this is like Lincoln
A little
Logs.
pile.
Yes. Or a big pile.
It looks pretty crazy, but of course, you garnish it with a little parsley.
Yeah.
Because you have to. That's like
You
a
do.
rule. It's a rule of physics.
Or you could serve it on a bed of rocket or spinach. It tastes
Green
really
underneath
good.
would be good.
Green underneath
Yeah.
would be really pretty. Don't be afraid of the color of the marinara. It is very red, and for some people, they're like, "Why is this so red?" Well, it's a ruby red marinara made with beets and carrots.
Marinara in quotations, yeah.
Marinara, well, had the not mirepoix, but had all the oregano and all that seasoning. But this turned out so good, and we actually already ate one, but we wanted to show you the nice plating first. So I'm gonna try it. Do you want to try some?
No,
Oh, come on
I'm
now.
afraid. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm
No?
gonna try it, and what will probably happen is this pretty little plating I did will probably break, because that's what happens, Let me cut a little smaller piece here. So next time you have no tomatoes left, don't think that you can't make an excellent sauce.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stuff your cabbage rolls with breadcrumbs or rice. You can do our version, which is more the kind of keto-friendly, paleo-friendly, grain-free people. We enjoy that. But even just for once in a while, don't you think?
For variety, and also this is insanely delicious. So
It's insanely delicious.
it's very intense looking, but if you do it, then you'll know what we're talking about.
You will. And let me just say this. If you're interested in trying the recipe, we will include it in our description. And if you hang around with us a little more, if you wanted to see what we're doing next time, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our email list, and we'll give you more recipes, more ideas for cooking for health in the kitchen, but also for delicious taste. You want to try this?
Why not?
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to have a bite. So we'll see you next time for another recipe
really good.
from Marx Culinary. Bye.
Onions, cabbage,